Red Wings back on home ice last night for the first time since January, of course, with the big Olympic break taking up a significant chunk of February. They only played 4 games in February, all on the road. And back here at Little Caesars Arena. So Red Wings and the Golden Knights, which I mentioned, Golden Knights, a pretty interesting team. First place in their Pacific Division, but the amount of points they have, they wouldn't even be a playoff team at all in the entire Eastern Conference. So into this one, quick goal, just 2 minutes in for Vegas. I should mention this was Cam Talbot in net, and yikes, this first goal, I put this one on him. Just quick pass behind the net to Mitch Marner, who scored, just had a tiny little shot, just a tiny little hole on the side of the net there that this shot should have go through. And I mean, come on. I mean, Talbot, he should have this one. So I'm putting this one on Talbot. Should have had this one. Just a simple shot. Very small window that should have easily been closed up. So 1-0 Vegas. But shortly after, a couple minutes later, Emmett Finney. Great passing. Edvinsson and Seider, the 2 defensemen, able to get to Finney on the right side of the slot, and then bam, just a nice score and a nice screen as well from Marco Kasper. Nice screen of Aiden Hill, the Vegas goaltender there, to really generate that one. So we're tied. And then later on in the first period, Red Wings really had a good first period overall. Simon Edvinsson, brief 3-on-3 developed. It broke down, a little bit of a tip, but then Edvinsson, it kind of bounced right back to him, right in the slot, and he's able to just let it rip and get that one in. So 2-1 Red Wings, and then just a minute later, Alex DeBrincat. This one, kind of like I said, the first goal for Vegas. I pinned that one on Talbot. This one could easily be pinned on Aiden Hill, the Vegas goaltender, as DeBrincat just in the slot. Just a simple shot. Nothing really too fancy. Just a shot, and he completely misplayed it. And to the Red Wings gain, 3-1 at the end of the first period, so able to shrug off that bad first goal for Vegas. And out the first period and even the second period, the Red Wings really controlled this one. But I don't know what happened in this third period. Really letting the foot off the gas, and especially Vegas. They're one of the best third period teams in the NHL. That's when Vegas started to chip back into it as 3-2 now, midway through the third. Barbashev. Now, this one, I would say Mo Seider. Obviously, this was not his intent, but horrific clear attempt. Tried to get it tried to hit it off the boards in the corner, but took a weird bounce. And, okay, sorry, I got my goals confused. That was the next goal by Marner. But this one, shot from the point, weird deflection. It got Talbot out of position on a point shot and just able to tip it in. Barbashev clean up the mess. So a great opportunity there for Vegas. Don't really put that one on Talbot. Bit of a tough one there. Those deflections, man, you get some of those weird deflections. I mean, there's like nothing you can do. You could have the fastest reflexes in the world, and you can't keep up with some of those. So 3-2. Now 3-3, the Mitch Marner goal, his second really one of the game. He did assist the first goal, I beg your pardon. But he gets the tying one right here. This is the one that I was talking about with Seider. Tried to clear it away, and he tried to hit it off the corner of the boards, and it just took a weird bounce that he didn't intend to, and it caused a little bit of a scramble. And Vegas right there, bam. Marner able to tie it up. So, these last 2 goals, the first goal I put on Talbot, these last 2 I definitely don't put on him. Again, the first one, the tip. Can't do much about this one, but yeah, this one, man, Seider, absolutely brutal. That's obviously not what he was intending to do, but it's ugly to watching the replay a few times, just beyond brutal on that one. So just like that, we're going to overtime, and Vegas got a late little chance, a late little breakaway in overtime, and then Simon Edvinson called on the trip, which generated a 4-on-3 power play in the overtime for Vegas, and just nothing you could do. That's tough. 4-on-3 on the penalty kill. That's tough to overcome. And Hurdle able to get the wide open shot in the slot and the win. So Red Wings at least do get the point, but as I mentioned in the show yesterday, with how tight this tightening playoff race in the Eastern Conference, not even just in the division, but just the conference as a whole, I mean, you have to get these 2 points. I mean, we're beyond, oh yay, they salvaged the point. They salvaged the point in overtime. We're beyond that kind of consolation. You have to get these 2 points whenever you can, because I mean, this is it gets quick, and you got teams behind you that are red hot. And and obviously, Talbot, as I mentioned, 2 of these goals, 2 of the 3 goals in regulation, I don't really put on him, but I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily him, but it's just something about how the team plays when it's Talbot in net versus when it's John Gibson in net. It's just completely night and day. There's something about Gibson being in the net. He's able to come up, and you have a lot more confidence in John Gibson's ability to step up and make those big saves. So just something about that. The team plays a lot more comfortable with Gibson and net than Talbot, but it's just rough. And I saw people online, saying with the brief injury to John Gibson that he sustained in the team's last game against Nashville, which again shouldn't be anything too serious, but people pointing out, hey, this could have been an opportunity to call Cossa up, Sebastian Cossa, who's been, he's a goaltending prospect for this Red Wings team, but he's been spectacular in Grand Rapids this season. So it's like any day now, really any time now, this guy should get called up and should get a chance. He's only played 1 NHL game so far in his career last year. But, I mean, hey, it seems like Cossa is ready. So whether he gets a chance this year, let's say if John Gibson's injury ends up being a little bit more severe than we think, maybe it's it's Kossa's time to shine. And if anything, I think by next season, he should definitely be ready to kind of take the reins at goaltender. But I don't know. Could that be something that this Red Wings team considers? Remains to be seen. But another point of note as well, brutal missed call. Blatant cross-check in the back right at the end of regulation. Briefly took Dylan Larkin out of the game. Blatant cross-check in the back in front of the net, uncalled, and that he had to leave the game for. So it was good to see he was able to get back into the game in overtime. But, tough one last night for the Red Wings as they only come up with 1 point despite leading 3-1 midway through that third period. So the Red Wings, with that 1 point, they still hang around in the top 3 in the Atlantic Division. They have 2 points over Montreal and 4 points over Boston, who are both hanging behind. Thankfully for the Red Wings, Montreal, they ended up losing their game last night, 7-5 to the Sharks. Wow. Well, in their last game, at least, that was on Tuesday, not last night. But regardless, the Red Wings, looking at the standings as a whole, still a 7-point buffer with that extra point. But, man, I got to keep getting these points, especially opportunities like last night. Blowing leads like that, pretty unacceptable. Can't let that happen. But Red Wings moving forward, we'll see what happens. It could be pretty interesting tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow at 3:00 is the trade deadline. So, do the Red Wings end up making a move? I know they've been rumored for several weeks now to be a buying team on the free agent market. We've already seen several teams make some trades already. And the one guy that the Red Wings were linked to, Tyler Dwyer, he ended up going to the Stars yesterday. So we'll see. And an interesting note, I don't know if the Red Wings would actually pursue a goaltender with how great John Gibson has been, but it wouldn't hurt. Apparently, Sergei Bobrovsky. Apparently, the Florida Panthers are rumored to have him on the market. So, again, it seems more likely the Red Wings get a center or another defenseman more than anything. So we'll see if anything develops today and even tomorrow up until the trade deadline. 3 o'clock tomorrow is the trade deadline. So we'll see. But the Red Wings and Panthers tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we could have a trade in that time that leads to the Red Wings. Obviously, it would be too soon tomorrow to have said new player actually be suiting up tomorrow, especially if they wait until tomorrow to make a potential trade. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If you missed today's installment of On the Docket, podcast it at foxsports1019.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to tune in live weekdays at noon on Jackson's Fox Sports 101.9 FM.